Carbon is just everywhere. It's inside of plants, it's inside of us, it's all around the atmosphere, and from the very top-notch research that I've done, it's in ham and cheese sandwiches. All the important things, you know. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about carbon, and how to save a planet. Alright, so firstly, while carbon is sometimes seen as bad, it's necessary for our planet's organisms to survive. We humans and many other organisms are carbon-based life forms, which rely on carbon to provide us energy. Did you catch that? When we exhale, we release carbon dioxide into the air, which then hopefully will get used by plants in a process called photosynthesis. Okay, stop your whining, stop your whining! Photosynthesis is actually a lot more simple than people give it credit for. What happens is that a leaf has something called a stomata, which open and close, allowing for carbon dioxide, what we exhale, to go inside of the leaf. And there's not just one of these stomatas, but thousands to hundreds of thousands of them, depending on the species and the leaf size. Stomatas are microscopic and usually on the underside of a leaf, as there's less direct sunlight under the leaf, and therefore less chance for water to evaporate. I mean, speaking of evaporation, water is needed to start photosynthesis, and the plant can get that from their roots. When you look at a plant, usually you only see half of it, which is the more lush and green section. But the roots are usually equally as large, or if not larger, than the plant itself. I mean, that's like thinking that the people's legs don't exist when they sit at a table. You can't see them, but I hope they're still there, or we got a problem. Some plants actually have roots that are the size of human beings, reaching anywhere from 6 to 10 feet tall. Some even get taller. What occurs underground is that the roots pull up water and nutrients for the plant to use. The water is taken up and photosynthesis can begin shortly after. Well, actually, how does the water get up there, I hear you asking? Well, there's two systems that act like elevators, which transport materials. You got the xylem and the phloem. The phloem isn't really important right now, we'll talk about it in a sec, but still lock that name in your head. The xylem is the elevator that goes directly from the roots and carries the water to the leaves across the plant. Alright, now that we have carbon dioxide coming from the air and water coming from the roots, they meet in a part of the plant called the chloroplast, where light from the sun shines down and produces the energy needed for the reaction to occur. What occurs is this water and carbon dioxide is made into oxygen and glucose. The plant doesn't really need oxygen, so it releases it as a byproduct of photosynthesis, allowing us to breathe in. That's so thoughtful. Glucose, a type of sugar, is what's made to energize the plants. And before you get any ideas about soaking up sun to get a sugar rush, you need to know that this isn't what's in candy. Actually, let me look at my notes. Well, actually, it kind of is, but don't get any ideas, okay? And if you really want to get nerdy, they have a whole formula for this process here. I'll show you. Did you miss it? Here's it again. Whoops. Here you go. I'm probably making some people really mad. They just want me to have the formula on the screen. Probably the whole reason they clicked on this video. Anyways. Remember when we were talking about how water gets up from the roots to the leaves by using the xylem, and I told you about the phloem? Oh well, it's time. That phloem flows all over the place, pretty much the elevator that everyone wants to be on for some reason. But what it's transporting is the most important thing. The phloem flows around and carries the glucose that was made during photosynthesis, and it distributes it to parts of plants, such as the roots, the stems, or seeds, all areas which need energy to grow. When the glucose gets to those areas, a fancy word called cellular respiration will take place, which basically is the fancy way of saying using the glucose and turning it into energy. Photosynthesis is a very important natural system in that it reduces the amount of carbon in the air, which causes for climates to rise. I hope you enjoyed this short video on photosynthesis. I'll be making more environmental videos soon. Like and subscribe and all that, and you can photosynthesize in real life. Don't sue me if that actually doesn't work. Bye!